So I'm gonna run the meeting today for Bill. Vice Chair, if that's okay. Bill Van Castle is excused. Carrie Rebsgaard here.
Here, I'm sorry.
Sandy Pop will be coming, I believe. Nat, one, here, and Steve Rufus. Cool. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I won't make it.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Approval of the minutes, motion to approve the minutes.
I would make that motion too.
Motion by Steve, second by,
No more.
Second.
second by Matt. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. So we'll move on to regular business. Our first action is consideration of possible action to award the roofing and siding contracts to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. So you do not have the documents, we just opened those yesterday, I believe.
This morning I got, or yes, yesterday afternoon they came in.
So we have the contracts. These are for the replacing of roofs and siding on our scattered site units, a number of our scattered site units. You gonna take it from there?
Sure. Shoot, I only have 2 copies. I can run more too. Thank you. So we had a site visit a few weeks ago and only had 3 vendors that showed up for the project. And then the bids were received yesterday, and we only had 2 that submitted bids. One of the lowest bidder actually did not provide all of the required paperwork per Wisconsin statutes. So we couldn't, it wasn't significantly different, but so we do have to go with the other vendor that did submit a bid, which is Millbach. So we are looking at 6 properties. We budgeted for $150,000. This is federally funded, so Davis-Bacon wage rates will apply. That's why the pricing is significantly higher than a normal roof and siding job.
Milwaukee was the only one sophisticated enough to come up with that.
It was a lot of mathematics.
Or willing to put up with it, right?
Right, willing to put up with it. They've done a couple other projects that required Davis-Bacon wage rates, so they were familiar with it. So as Stephanie is passing out, thank you. Like I said, we did budget $150,000 for this project. We did have 2 alternative bids that if funding allowed, we would like to pursue as well. We did look at our budget this morning and the bids came in at $187,280, and we feel that we have extra money in our boiler pot that we feel safe to transferring $37,000 over to fulfill the roofing and siding, as hopefully we do look at adjusting how Mason Manor is and we can settle with the boilers, so.
187, 184, those are the only 2 you got. I mean, there's no reason to believe that's not a reasonable scope of the work, right? Do you want a motion to approve?
I would like a motion to
Millbach
approve,
for
yes.
the base bid for the roofing and siding on the 4 listed scattered sites.
So actually, we are able to do the 2 alternatives as well. So we can do the 4 base bids that we wanted for $118,000, and then if we include.
And the
the
two
other
Correct,
alternates.
yes.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
Good.
And in that motion will need to include the transfer of that money? Or, so we're okay with that? Okay, so we have a motion and a second, and you'll need to use your pads to vote on that.
You ready to go?
Hopefully everything came up. What are you waiting for?
For now.
Okay.
Got it. And then hit save down in the corner.
Motion carried.
Motion carried, all right, down to number 2.
Watch your fingernail.
We have consideration with possible action to award the lightning rod protection contract for Mason Manor to Eland Electric.
All right, so back in May, we brought a bid to your attention that we were looking at replacing some of our roofing projects at Mason Manor in Northern Metal, and roofing was granted that. However, we have found that additional electrical issues have come up, including our lightning rod protection. Lightning, as we've learned, lightning rod protection is far and few between in the state of Wisconsin or the surrounding states. So there are actually 2 vendors in the state of Wisconsin that do the work that we need. One of them from southern Wisconsin said, I'm not going to bid on it because you have a closer one. It's like, this is your half our staff, we don't want to take business away from you. So that's why we only have one responsive bidder.
McEland?
And it's Eland is gonna do the electrical part, and then they've subbed some of the lightning rod part to Sweeta and Sons.
So that's included in this amount?
That is included in everything.
Do you know what that amount is?
It is on the second page.
There's 2 pages.
For the total above work is $28,996. So that will be able to bring all of our electrical with our telecommunications towers and our roof repairs to what we need. So we are asked, so that's why we do not have 3 bidders or 2. We only have the 1.
What do you mean telecommunication towers?
We have 4 cell towers on our roof.
Are they ours?
No.
We have 4 AT&T, Verizon, so they pay us to have cell towers on our roof.
Yep.
So in order for Northern to complete the roof repairs that they need, all 4 towers have to come off the roof. Then Northern can pull the parapet off.
Right.
And then Eland and Sweetic and Sons can perform the electrical work. And Northern can go back. And then all of our 4 vendors from out of state can come back and put their cell towers on the roof.
Okay.
So last week, we had about 30 people on our roof. We had representatives from all 4 cell companies, Eland and Northern, and we all and DPW engineers. So we all figured out a game plan on how we can make this all be cohesive and not have any of the cell companies lose significant amount of time. So yes,
Ooh, good luck with that.
it's going very well, actually.
So the 6816 is just for what we need done for the air
electrical.
units and the electrical. So that 22,180 is for this company, this specialized company come in for the lightning protection system.
Correct, through Sweeta and Sons.
Wow.
And it is Davis-Bacon related, and Davis-Bacon wage rates are included.
It is what?
Davis-Bacon related.
Federal wage
Federal-
rate requirements.
Oh.
Yes.
Davis Bacon, that sounds like a good
Yes,
product.
Senators,
Yeah.
yes, senators.
Okay.
So we're looking for like a motion to approve the contract with Eland Electric.
I'll make that motion.
I can second it.
There's a motion and a second. Any other comments? Use your screens
Oh, yeah.
to vote, please.
Ready? You should see up.
After 2 years of using these, they're actually working.
Yeah, it took a while, right?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
Okay. I know. It has
Dog
been
years.
a while.
Okay, motion carried.
Motion carried, thank you. On to number 3. And so a number of these following are going to actually, they need to be individually voted on, these
Correct.
changes, which is why you're
Okay.
going to see the same thing. But, so 3 is consideration with possible action to amend chapter 00,
So just-
introduction of the admin and continued occupancy plan. So,
So just to preface all the chapters coming forward to you today, we subscribe to Nan McKay, which is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. When they do updates, then we subscribe to Nan McKay to kind of put them all together for us so we don't have to read into each individual notice. So Nan McKay published a new ACOP that we follow, and so there's just general things that just needed to be updated so we can make sure we're practicing what
and
we
ACOP stands for,
Admissions and Continued Occupancy Plan. Pretty much our Bible for the
How we
housing
conduct
authority.
business.
Correct.
So they added the word wide?
Some of them are a little, yes, but, and then just on.
Wow.
On the introduction chapter, a lot of them just, public and Indian housing update
Sure.
notices, the numbers change, the websites change. So we are looking for you to approve the chapter for introduction, which is just pretty much program updates.
I'll make that motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, second by Nat. Use your boards, please.
We have to do these chapters individually.
We do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, they're individually.
Are they all monthly or whatever?
Should pop up.
All right, I jinxed it. No pop-up yet, Kyle.
I'm trying it. I'm having some internet connection issues.
See, I spoke too soon.
This always happens. Jinx it.
Yeah.
Did everybody else's pop up? No.
You don't know?
No.
No, ma'am.
Just ignore
Bless you.
it. All
No,
those-
thank you.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried. If you just want to note that, Kyle, we can go back and put that in the
Yep.
minutes.
Oh, there it is.
Did it just pop up?
Yep. It has the loading sign, kind of, so
I
we
have
all
to
said
say it.
aye.
I have to say it.
Yeah. It was waiting for Cheryl. All right, motion carried.
Okay, number 4, consideration of possible action to amend Chapter 2, ACOP, which includes the changes of,
The Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity section of our ACOP. So we're just kind of getting up to date in 2019. So we are including fair equal access to individuals regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity.
Yeah.
That is a final
That's good.
rule. More inclusion of sexual harassment in if we receive a discrimination complaint, the steps that HUD has instructed each housing authority to follow. And then how a tenant or an applicant can request a reasonable accommodation. And then finally, how we assist families that have limited English proficiency.
I'll make this motion.
motion by Steve, seconded by Terry.
Yes.
We have a motion.
I'm Bill's.
We have a motion and a second.
All right, let me open this up.
And hopefully you can use your
Yep.
tablets.
And in color this time.
All right, motion carried.
All right, on to number 5. Considers possible action to amend Chapter 4, applications waiting list, tenant selection, admins, and continued documents.
All right, so one part didn't carry over for some reason, so I do have the updated part in here if you would like to see it. It's just a minor thing that you approved last year that just didn't carry over for some reason, but key changes in this chapter.
It's not a policy, it's a plan.
Plan, yes. So key changes in this one is how we place ineligible applicants on our waiting list. We included a better explanation of how our background checks are conducted once the applicant comes to the top of the waiting list. And then, again, we're just updating with technology that we will accept verifications via email and fax. That was not in our ACOP previously. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Wow, so you guys are actually would give out an application here at City Hall?
They have them here.
I didn't realize you did. Oh, that's cool.
So it's just.
Just an extra place.
Correct.
So if there aren't any questions, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Sandy, seconded by
I'll second.
Terry. Any motion and second?
I'll
Tablets.
second.
Use your tablets to vote.
Not in color. Oh, turn color. It's so funny to see color, black and white.
Gotta keep you on your toes, Sandy. so-
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, motion carried.
Motion carried, great. On to number 6. Consideration with possible action to amend the house rules addendum within the Green Bay Housing Authority's lease packet.
So we're cleaning up, as you can see, we're making everything.
yeah.
So the last couple of Green Bay Housing Authority meetings, we've had you approve our parking lot policy, our garbage policy, just a few updates. Well, the house rules addendum is like a snippet, a synopsis of everything that our tenants signed. So since we updated those policies, we have to update this final policy. So we are just asking for your approval on updating our house rules addendum to follow all of the other policies that you have approved.
So it looks like we've got the ability to charge back tenants for items that we are normally paying for, right? Like some light bulbs or...
We've always charged for light bulbs, and this has been in there.
Oh, you have? I didn't know that.
It's pretty much the service because they are LED lights, so our tenants
Mhm.
cannot necessarily purchase them, and if they do they're more likely to break upon installation of our tenants do it, so that's just a service that we essentially provide and have always provided. The $30, that is,
So what's the change on this light bulb one that's highlighted?
that one is,
On third,
Just different prices for light
well, is
bulbs?
it just the prices went up?
we included, I think Todd just added some more verbiage just to explain it further.
And then it's
just
only,
a-
and then it's only for Mason Manor?
Yes.
Okay,
Not
gotcha.
scatter sites.
Okay.
Mhm.
Correct. And then the $30 and over that kind of follows that snippet. On
So
our-
$30 is plumbing and toilet issues?
That's
If
just
you're doing
general,
something,
yes.
if you're dumping your grease down
Yep.
Oh,
Like
so
emptying
you,
a
sometimes
truck.
you're not gonna find that out until you get,
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
right, okay. Gotcha.
I'll make a motion to approve
the,
this.
you have a motion to approve these changes, is there a second?
I'll say, okay.
Which one?
Sandy
You can go.
seconded. Great, any other questions, all those in favor, vote on your tablet, please.
Okay, motion carried.
Excellent. So we're on to informational,
I love informational.
DHA bills.
Yep, those are in your packet. Nothing real extraordinary in them that I saw. We did pay out the pilot to the city,
Okay.
so that went out.
Say that again?
The pilot payment in lieu of taxes
Oh,
that we are
Approved
required to
that.
pay.
Yeah.
That went out.
yep.
Okay, if there are no questions with regards to the bills, we'll move on to the financial report.
I'm like, we have a pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For all the private stuff.
Mhm.
Helicopter pads, the lighting.
Yeah.
In financials, the first page, I think, is the CFP report. That's just kind of letting you know where we're at with all of our funding for the capital funds. We did receive our 2019, and that's in. We just have to, I'm waiting on HUD for an approval so that we can start spending that money.
Can you do me a favor, when you're doing these reports, instead of CFP, can you put capital funds program? Yeah, do that with those acronyms for those of us that have a tendency to space out things. Like not remembering what CFP is. Thank you.
If there's no questions on that, I'll move on. In your packet, there was also 2 budget reports because we did hit the end of our year, June 30th, so that one was in there, and then we've started our new year.
So June looks like we only had a $15,000, like 15,600.
Yep, and what that is, that's, we don't have, our reserve is just slightly less than the 6 months of expenses that we can have. So, I mean, it's not like we're overdrawn or
Correct,
anything like that, it's
correct,
just that
yeah.
we're spending our reserves.
Which is good. Otherwise, they take it away from us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do want to make sure that we're within that. And then for the current one, because it is the beginning of our year and not everything flows through right away,
Right.
and our meeting is a little bit earlier than it normally is,
Right.
things are not all in there, so that's why there is such a deficit on
Okay.
this one.
Can you tell us some things that aren't in there? Because that's a large chunk. So what would be a large chunk that's not
Let
in
me
there?
see.
Would it be on the expenditure sheets underneath?
No, it's revenues. There's
Oh,
no revenue.
okay,
I think
gotcha.
that's
That's right.
missing. Although we did have, because our HUD contributions is lower than what we had expected a little bit too. It's just that we have, as the year goes on, we have certain payments that come in once a year.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten all of those in, and we do have our expenses. We did get our cell tower one, though, I did see that that one is in there, so we did get one of
Yeah, I
our
see
cell
that.
tower.
Yep.
So, those come in.
Okay.
Cool. If there's no other questions, we'll move on to the lane report.
Can I just quick have a comment about the cell phone tower rent? We get 134,000.
Out of 4, yes. They're around 30,000 apiece.
That's fabulous. Oh, shoot. Instead of backing up, I just brought out. That's okay. I'm going.
That's
I'm gonna
me,
share.
All right, just come on in.
Got it.
So,
Hit the wrong button.
the Langen report, we have 12 applications for Mason Manor, 23 for scattered
Ooh.
sites. And it looks like 2 fraud
Is that
investigations
down?
are still open.
Usually, do we have more?
What do you feel, Pat? I feel it's pretty normal.
It's pretty normal?
The amount
Okay.
that we're pulling.
Yeah.
Because it's the normal vacancies that we're turning around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have the director's report, just a few things I want to mention. Speaking of Langen and Associates, they actually were asked to leave the police department. That's where their offices were located, in the Green Bay Police Department. And due to the changes in the law with regards to redacting statements and, you know, what they have access to.
Oh,
they
sure.
feel comfortable with them. So we actually offered them space in Mason Manor,
Cool.
office space. So they're going to be located in Mason Manor. in
Awesome.
exchange for working with our residents on doing some programming. Because Langen and Associates hire retired police officers is their MO, so.
Very cool.
So we thought it'd be kind of nice to have retired police
Interesting.
officers in Mason Manor. but
Will
then
they
also-
will they be outfitted? I mean, do they have, will they be,
They're civilian.
okay, that's what I was wondering.
But they're
So-
retired police officers, so they have the ability, like, they can give us presentations. One of them is Dave Schmidt, who used to be a, in Tank neighborhood, a community police officer.
Yeah.
So he's very excited about working with the residents.
Awesome.
You know, fraud types of things. and,
Be careful,
you know,
yes,
scams.
yeah.
and
Oh, that's
whatever. So
fabulous.
That was a good addition, I thought.
Very cool.
We have hired a firm for our capital needs assessment, that's Real Estate Technical Advisors, out of Milwaukee Cedarburg. The amount of that estimate is $4,000 to complete that. He's an architect, he's been doing this for about 28 years. And he's done a number of the WIDA and HUD capital needs assessments. Our guy, Scott from HUD told us to hire the cheapest guy we could find to do these and not spend a lot of money on it. I feel like it looks like he's doing it. He's gonna inspect 50% of all the apartments, interior, exterior is actually coming in next
Tuesday.
week. Tuesday to go over that, so we'll see what we get from that. So that started for the capital needs.
We would relooked 3 times. He was like, nope, not doing it for rents and cheaper than us.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Good.
so we'll see, you know, you
Super
kind of see what
exciting.
you get.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
glad to finally get that underway. We attended the July BCHA meeting to get, not approvals, but kind of, for the Section
Support.
18 transfer over for the scattered sites for project-based vouchers. We want to get and work through the BCHA. We kind of wanted a letter of support from them. They did not meet their quorum in July, so we're going to go back next week, I think, on Monday, to make that pitch to the housing authority. And I think they've hired a new housing administrator. Or do we know that for sure?
Yes.
Okay, and it's Patrick Leeker.
Yes, so he's the Director of Operations from Integrated Community Solutions.
Okay, right, so he'll be the new housing authority for the BCHA, which will be good because we know him well, and he knows what he's doing, so we're excited about that. And then the only other thing that I'm working on is we're looking at doing a reclassification of Jamie's position. Right now, she's a property manager. And we've added a number of duties that were housing administrative duties. I picked some of those up, Steph picked some, but the lion's share went to the property manager position. So we've recrafted that position to be like housing administrator with some property management duties in that. So that's going to go through the HR process. And we don't have numbers or anything at this point, but
You can be more specific. This is the 3/4 review absorbing Robin's
Correct.
responsibilities in its
Correct.
entirety.
correct.
Which means you get more than property. What
Yes.
happens, what about
She's
you
more
other-
than manager.
What about you other 3?
I think when HR reviewed the other positions, the tasks that were picked up weren't new with regards to the positions. They might be more of what, like for accounting, for example. She's doing more accounting, but it's still accounting, which doesn't warrant a reclass
All right.
compared to someone who's a property manager and now has to do contracts
Right.
for entire Mason.
here and there.
I try to get her to do like plumbing, electric.
She doesn't like that I
trades,
tell
but-
her no all the time.
There's a sweet fee in the addendum if you wanted to pick up some plumbing gig.
And then is Ka's position, is she gonna absorb some of what you were doing so that that frees up some years? Or are you just gonna continue just with the new title and a new
I
classification?
think, right, because I don't think we've made too many changes to COS, I mean, you're, right? I mean, with regards to the job duties, I mean,
Okay, that's what I was just wondering.
We
Yeah.
updated Ka and Karen's, Karen's our front desk at Mason Manor, and it just like, Ka was doing some of Karen's, Karen was doing some of Ka's, so we just overall just cleaned up all the job
the job
descriptions.
descriptions were.
Okay.
Right, and
That's
then
a
I'm picking
project,
up a
so-
number of the housing administrator, the higher end type of stuff that Robin was doing will fall in my lap, so, but those are
So,
things I do anyway.
so what about office spacing then? So you and Ka are in the office, correct?
Correct, as
And-
well as Karen.
As
at
well as
Mason
Karen.
Manor.
So where's the extra office space for Elaine?
It's actually where Robin was temporarily when we were doing the
Right, but
remodel.
wasn't that part of the new, oh, where
So
she
there's a
was?
there's like social worker will be in the office, and then it's an apartment.
Mhm.
So it's
Right,
either
it was the
bedroom
apartment
is
that
the
we
social
redid,
worker,
right.
And then just like the living room
Right.
area is where they are.
Okay, so where Langdon is. So where are
Yep.
your offices?
And
Same place?
So there's two apartments that we've,
Oh, gotcha. I only thought there
So
wasn't
So
one
they're
on the
staying,
first
yeah,
floor.
they're staying in the same place.
yes,
So you guys are still up on second floor?
first.
No, we're on the first floor.
So where
So
we
did the big
remodeled that
office,
apartment?
right, so Ka, Karen, and myself are all in there.
Correct.
When Robin moved over to Mason Manor part-time, we took another apartment offline, so she was in like, and we didn't do major renovations, we just,
It's just like an apartment.
Gotcha.
yes, it's an apartment,
Okay.
so the social worker is in like the bedroom part of the
Right,
apartment.
correct.
and then
Okay, I
Landon
didn't
is in-
realize that we took another bedroom off. Okay. I mean,
Super
another
nice to have
apartment
a-
off.
Super nice to have a kitchen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bathroom,
And a shower.
And a shower, yeah.
Right,
You
so,
can see the maintenance person loving that.
and we also interviewed.
If you guys are flushing crap down, there's a fee.
Yeah, just so you know.
It's been a little ridiculous lately, but we're managing.
Right, and then we also interviewed a candidate for the Ross Grant social worker position through LSS. So I think they're doing backgrounds right now, and they're gonna make an offer.
That was like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did this the second
Yeah.
round, so we did a round, and then the applicant didn't want the job, I think, so we went back out.
What's the salary offered?
$16 an hour. First.
Yeah.
And are you looking for someone with a social work degree? Is that what it was offered? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
we have
Somebody
an
retired,
individual that
maybe.
works 20 hours a week, and when LSS offered her the 40-hour-a-week position, she didn't want that because she is by the Oshkosh area.
So driving every day.
For her, coming up 2 days a week is manageable,
Yeah.
coming 5 days, so.
Yes, that's a good haul for $16 an hour.
Yeah, right.
And for a
right.
social worker, yeah.
So, okay, that's all I've got for director's report. Occupancy report for the months of July and August.
Yeah, so in your packet as well.
You wanna drive?
No.
One of the big significant
Get you
changes you
offline,
will
too.
see on the 2-bedroom waiting list, the last 2 months, Con and myself have purged our 2-bedroom waiting list. So I think we went from about 100 applicants on our 2-bedroom waiting list to a manageable 22.
Just because they were old and they were.
They were
kind of
old and there was
getting
policies that we had, and they just no longer wanted to be on the waiting
out.
list.
Okay, okay.
So we have managed that down to 22, which is going to shorten the waiting list and make it more manageable for CA, because we do have more updated information. And then it's just pretty much our normal 2 to 4, 2 to 5 units that we're getting each month to turn around. If anybody has any questions specifically on any one?
So with your occupancy rates being hovering around 90 versus you guys are always at 80.
Hovering around 100.
Hovering,
They're closer to 100 than.
sorry,
90.
I'm just looking at the total rates down on the bottom, sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, so only because you have all the wait list also. So right now, you have 72 upcoming vacancies?
No.
So what is that 72 number?
That's how many individuals we have on the.
Just on the wait list.
Mason
Oh, okay.
Manor waiting list.
Okay, gotcha. And then, were you gonna report on bed bug issue here?
We really haven't been lately because
Because you're good?
We're good.
Okay.
I think
That
the
was
last
just
round,
my
we might
only
have
other
had
question.
7 units, but it varies from 3 to 7.
Yeah, it's normal.
whatever. Yep, it's normal. So I feel like we're on top of that. It will be never ending.
Yeah.
They're just here.
Yeah,
and-
just wondering.
So,
What about postponing the lightning protection to take care of some hidden bed bugs? I mean, just let it zap it a couple times.
Where are you going with this right now?
I am too, I'm like, really? We just voted on that.
if it were only that easy.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
We might have some
Clear
trouble
level
with
units.
occupancy.
Well, I'm very happy to see our occupancy rates are closer to the hundreds than what they were in the past. So
Well, and the
that's really
turnover
a great
unit
job.
is a lot less, so that's
Oh my gosh,
great.
right.
Yes, we're
That's phenomenal. You guys are
Yep.
rocking it.
Yep.
maintaining the 30 days significantly or especially for Mason Manor. Scattered sites, we are doing some overhauls. HUD approved some of them to be offline, so they don't count in our occupancy or rates. But yeah, we are doing some major overhauls right now of our scattered
Okay.
sites, which is awesome.
Great.
You guys are a great team.
Our next meeting is September 19th.
That one I cannot, that one I will be out of town for, so that one I cannot.
There's no other business. We have a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
Now, second.
Motion by Steve, second by Sandy.
How are you going to leave the meeting?
How am I gonna leave the meeting?
Oh, we got one more thing before the meeting ends, though.
What?
This is Nat's last meeting. So
Oh.
we wanted to say thank you with some flowers. And we had a little card for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you for your service on the board.
I would ask,
Okay.
Thank you.
I can't leave the meeting, but I might have already left it.
I got it. Maybe you were never here.
Oh, here you go.
I think you might have left already.
I might have. Can you see if somebody left?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Am I
And
not?
right
Are we adjourned
now,
then?
We're adjourned.
you are still on there.
That's what I think.